then it will have not been worth it.
I hope my boyfriend didn't break up with me.
That's important to you? I feel you.
What's that, Chicken George?
I'll cash your check, doctor.
No, I want the money still. I'm just saying.
Well, do you really think your girlfriend or your career and all that stuff is in jeopardy from being on this show?
Trust me.
I would like to think that...
Voice in the wilderness, like John the Baptist. Go ahead.
I would like to think that all of that... You're a very good Oprah moment here. I would like to think that all those things are strong enough and legitimate enough and solid enough that they can hold their own for 3 months. But by the same token, to make a fire, you got to stoke it. You know what I mean? And and it's like, I don't want... Like, it's, you know, it's like as a doctor, you're based on your reputation.
Right.
Could this tarnish your reputation? Absolutely.
Right.
Could it also, make me more well known, and that could help? Theoretically, yes, but that's less likely. And
Let me throw
and
this curveball
please.
At you. As a doctor, granted, you may have your peers raising an eyebrow, but as potential clients, it may really help your career.
Excellent point. I think what it is this. I will get, like, I work very hard and I make a very reasonable living. But what has a higher potential to earn income is when I do on-call for the movie studios, or I have a high-profile A-list client that I go to their house, because I charge $500 just to show up.
Right.
And if I could get 5 of those, 10 of those, it would be well worth it. My peers definitely going to look down on me.
Right.
But if I can get more A-list, living in LA, if I could get more of that, if I could tap into that clientele, which is slightly more likely, that could be good. The other thing too is Dr. 90210 will help with that, and this is going to help with Dr. 90210.
Okay. Do you want to be known as a doctor that's known for it's for your work? Or do you want to be known for a doctor that has compassion and is able to bring a smile to its patients and
good question.
And entertainment?
I think if you love what you do, and I do, then you're inherently good at it, and when you're inherently good at something, you'll be recognized for it. So I will let one follow the other. I'm not going to search for the one at the end.
Okay.
To me, it's good. If just being a good doctor is all that happens, wonderful.
Good.
If I'm recognized more for being a good doctor, that's even better.
Okay. Is it important for you to be recognized as just a good doctor or being just recognizable?
That's a good question. I mean, I think I would be denying it if I didn't say everyone here has an ego or you wouldn't be on the show. Myself more than anyone else. So,
do you really think that everyone has an ego?
I think this is no offense to anyone else, and I'm open to debate, but if you're on this show, you inherently like what I always tell people is, the only way I can describe it is I have this unknown need, this undefined need to have my life validated by strangers. Like, I don't know why, but I like being on the show, not for the potential of winning money, because I've done that and that's exceedingly unlikely for me, but because I like the idea of producing a show from inside out.
When you say validation from strangers, you and I can both understand that we are not the most well-liked house guests in Big Brother history.
Yep.
Is it just the fact that we want to be validated, or we want to be notorious?
They just, in my mind, it's not white and black, it's gray, and they just mold into each other. But by the same token, fame is incredibly addictive, and I would totally be lying if I didn't like it.
But what constitutes fame to you?
It's impossible to define. Recognizability, like this has happened to me so many times. People are like, "Hey, this is my friend Will," and they're like, "He's a doctor," and then the person's like, "Cool," and they're like, "And he does this," and they're like, "Cool," and he does this, cool, and then like a week later they'll be like, "Oh my God, someone told me you were a big," and then you're more recognizable to them, and you're.
Do you want that in life?
I don't know if I want it, but I like it when it occurs.
You do like it?
Mm-hmm.
I personally am embarrassed by it.
I get so embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
By what? The participation in Big Brother, or recognized?
Recognized. Well, let's just face it.
Oh, I don't like being recognized. Okay. I don't like being recognized by strangers. I like it when, with a. How can I explain it? I like it. I guess what it comes down to is this. I have this fear. I'm a firm believer that, maybe it's because I'm a doctor, that everyone gets about 70, maybe 80 years on this planet.
Right.
I don't want to look back on my life when I'm 65, 70, 75 and say to myself, I have regrets. I don't mind having regrets. I'm totally comfortable with regrets. I don't want to have regrets for things I didn't try to do and attempt.
Oh, I totally agree with you on that.
So I didn't want to look back on this experience and say, I didn't mind going home first. I really didn't. I didn't want to look back and say, you know what, I didn't go there. I watched them. You know, Chicken George humped Janelle in a bee costume, and Bunky was there instead of me, and I wasn't there. You know,
that's what my mother said. She told me, she sat me down, she goes, look, Danny, it's not so much you have a chance in hell.
Right.
She said, it's just a fact. Can you live with yourself, not be able to experience another chance of a lifetime?
Right.
And it's not so much the, you know, people think of the prize and the money and everything. It's just, honestly, this time it is the experience. At the same time, it's game on, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, compared to the first time I did it, it was a little bit experience, but it was all game. Like, that's all I thought about. And this time it's just like, I don't think she said, she looked at me, she goes, can you live with yourself watching those people, wishing and wanting and thinking, I should have been there. Mm-hmm. Regardless if I got kicked out 1, 2, 3, whatever. Right? Am I right in saying that?
No, I totally agree.
And then when we get here, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. What am I doing here?
See, the reason I feel sorry for season 6, which I've said a million times, is like you and we probably strongly, I mean, I know you did, I know I did, strongly contemplated not doing this. Season 6, you just kind of had to. You did it last summer, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do this summer.
Did it last summer,
honestly, when I said, I told the producers no, I told them no.
I turned them down multiple times.
I'm like, I'm not going to do this. My mother and my father had to sit me down and go, listen, you have to. I'm like, I don't know why I need to do it.
Yeah.
They said, you just got to. They expect you there. And my mom was she said, honey, you got to, you love the show. You love the people from all the seasons. You talk about it so much. And she said, the experience, chance of a lifetime. She said, even if you get kicked out week 1, at least you had that moment. You know, I was the first person kicked out, Big Brother House. I'm like, I don't want to be the first one kicked out. But she said, that's important to you. And you cannot tell me you're going to sit there on your couch watching that show going, I'm so glad I'm not there. Granted, we're going to watch certain episodes.
Like this next coming one. I'm going to be like...
Nicole, like, I'm so glad I'm not there, right? Or some other people that turned us down and are glad that they're not here. But I'm glad I experienced. I mean, my God, Janelle, just to be in the house with you and Chicken George and everyone.
Oh, the final 6 here is legit.
It's cool.
This is a legit final 6.
It's a good thing. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I mean,
I can't believe I'm here with you two.
What? I can't believe I'm here with you.
I can't believe I'm here. But I mean, this is a legit final 6. It's a lot of fun.
Let me tell you guys, when we were walking, and then like I'm walking with freaking Janelle and Will Kirby. What the hell? I'm like watching this in the mirror. I'm like, am I walking with Janelle and Will?
This is the fans. I bet the fans
are like all over this.
Internet,
like,
say what you want, but I mean, this is a dream final 6.
Oh my God, it is. Yeah. It is. They, you know. Is that the Chicken Man still up hanging up with it? Yes, it's Chicken George hanging with us. Doing what he got to do. 24 hours of just complete chaos. The Chicken Man did what he had to do. And it's just amazing. It's amazing. I say this now. You could, if you asked me this 4 weeks ago, I'd be like, this is horrible.
Yeah, I can't
believe this.
First month.
I was like, this is not. What's wrong with me? Last week, I was a complete emotional wreck. And it's just, you know, it is what it is. And I realized that no matter what happens, I'm all good, man. I'm all good.
The way people ask me about Big Brother, and I say it was honestly the best experience and the worst experience. It was really, the highs are high, the lows are low, and it's totally whacked out.
Did you say that like for All Stars, or did you say it for Big Brother 2?
For Big Brother 2.
What's so weird, I mean, I lost. I mean, let's be honest. I had my ass handed to me. I loved it.
Yeah, it's a fun experience.
No, I had no, like, I couldn't imagine my life without that. And as weird as it may sound, even though I lost, you guys, I've lost worse than anybody in Big Brother history. 9-1. I only got one freaking vote, and I lost bad. And regardless of that situation and everything, I don't care what anyone says. I laugh and I chuckled about that experience. I chuckled about those people. And, you know, Marcellus and I, we were sitting there, and when I won HOH, I'm like, we get a picture of those knuckleheads. And we laughed, we chuckled. And it's experience that I completely cherish. You got to understand, you know, I had my first child at 16. I was married at 20. you know, that one summer, regardless how it ended and how stressful it was, I never laughed so hard in my life.
Sure.
Yeah.
I never did. I mean, those people made me laugh. And just for that moment, I felt young and revived again. And no matter what my life ends, I feel like I did something and I was able
Unique.
And I was able to meet people that I would have never met an Amy or a J